Special shows are coming up. Go to Zanies, Rosemont.com. They'll keep you up to date with those dates. Also, keep in mind, every last Friday of the month is Carrie Anniversary Night. We try to get people in. And Carrie. So you're like, is that real? Is that real? So we're ready for our headline. Come on, Lily. Yes? You are in for one hell of a treat. I've known this guy for a long time. Lister credits are phenomenal. He has been on Conan O'Brien, also The Tonight Show. He is recording tonight, so keep that table conversation down. Keep your laughter at a maximum. Have a good time tonight. Put together from Elkhart, Indiana, Andy Woodhull, everybody.
Good to see everybody out here in Rosemont. Don't be too nervous about the CD recording because the first show is sold out. I'm probably going to use that one. There's like one joke that I forgot, so this next hour is just going to be to build up to this one joke that I have to tell so we can edit it in. There's a lot of pressure on you guys, though, to sound like 250 people, so it doesn't sound like that one joke sucked. I'll give you a heads up before you do it, though, so don't feel like you gotta laugh like extra hard on all the jokes. You just laugh a normal amount. You don't have to treat this performance like it's one of your kids' band recitals. You been to one of those ever? Kids in plays, in band, suck. We give them a standing ovation every time. The high school band conductor comes out in a tuxedo with tails up. You know you're in a gym, right? You're not creating the illusion that we're seeing this in a theater downtown. You are in a gym. There's like banners of the years that they won the division championship. And you're conducting in tails, but parents at the band performances, standing ovation every time. I've never gotten a standing ovation. 14 years of performing stand-up comedy. No standing ovation. No pressure on you guys to do it. Oh shit, that just happened. That's a fake one. That's like how we do it for the kids. We give them a standing ovation every time. They don't even know that they had a bad performance. We're giving a standing ovation. I know for a fact that the saxophone player in the band doesn't practice standing ovation. I saw Beauty and the Beast on Broadway. No standing ovation. Yeah, no standing ovation on Broadway. I also saw a 6th grade performance of Peter Pan where Peter Pan was in a wheelchair. Standing ovation. And I don't have anything against Peter Pan being in a wheelchair. I'm all inclusive. I think everyone should be included. I think it was a brave casting choice. Just my problem is if pixie dust and happy thoughts can make you fly, maybe we could have sorted out that other problem. Nice to be here in Rosemont, the village. I was in Washington State last month. They legalized marijuana there. It's legal there. Totally legal, too. Not prescription legal, like it is in some other places. It's like burrito legal. You don't have to see a doctor. You just gotta want some. I thought I'd give it a try while I was out there. I went to the marijuana store and bought 2 cookies. That's my favorite kind of drugs. Cookies. I can't get enough of them. If you asked me a year ago if I would ever try heroin, I'd be like, there's no chance that I would try heroin. It would ruin my life. But if you put heroin in like a snickerdoodle, yeah, I'll give it a shot. It's like a baker's dozen of these snack doodles. I eat a meth macaroon, but you try to put cranberry in my cookie? Get the fuck out of here. When you buy a pot cookie for the first time, they give you a warning. They tell you, if you've never eaten one of these before, you should only eat half, or else you're gonna freak out. Okay, sure, that's reasonable. I always eat my cookies one half at a time. So they call me Andy half cookie at a time. God, I had a half a slice of pizza earlier. I got crazy self-control. I always eat my Oreos one half at a time. I twist them, I dunk them, and then I go, I'm gonna wait an hour before I eat this. Half of a cookie is an unreasonable serving size. Nobody's gonna eat half of a delicious cookie. I think what they should do instead is sell a box with 20 cookies and just put drugs in one of them. I think that's a way more reasonable serving size. And then you don't even have to feel bad about yourself if you eat the whole box. You can just be like, yeah, I ate the whole box. I didn't know which one had drugs in it. What do you want me to do? Eat 19 cookies and then just risk my kid having a weird school lunch tomorrow? No, thank you. What kind of a parent do you think that I am? If you're wondering, I'm a step-parent. That's the kind of parent that I am. I'm a step-parent. Took over the lease on a couple girls a few years back. Making regular payments on them. It's a lot of pressure. Are there other step-parents here? I heard one woo. Are you a step-parent over here? What's the story?
She's the step-parent of my child.
Oh, she's the step-parent of your child. Whoa, hold on a sec. Back up. People are getting along better than normal over here. I can guarantee I've never been out to see a comedy show with my kid's real dad. We don't get together. So what's the story? You guys are just all friends, huh?
No, we're friends.
Oh, okay. Oh man, I'm so confused now. So she's a step-parent. Oh, so you had a kid, and then, all right. That wasn't as complicated as I thought it was. At first, I was like, oh my God, what crazy evolved people that they're able to have friendships and co-parent and still be friends with their ex. And then, no, it's just lesbians. So good people. That's nice. Do you like being a stepmom?
It's hard.
It's hard, yeah. It's tough. It's a lot of responsibility, isn't it? Like people don't know the weight on our shoulders walking around every day, knowing that we're the third person on an emergency contact list. It's terrifying. Being the first person, that's not scary at all. But if you're the third person and they call you, that means there's been an emergency. This has been going on for a long time. There's been a fire and a flood. Shit's going down. There's not even a line for stepdad on the parenting form. That's a writing candidate on the back. The paper had to get overturned and someone was like, oh my God, there's one more person we can try. I'm third in line to be in charge of these kids. I'm like the Speaker of the House. If I'm in charge, shit has gone down. My oldest is 15. How old is your child? Stepson? Stepdaughter? Son? How old? 9. Oh, that's fun. 9's still fun. 15. Ooh. She's really embracing all the teenage stereotypes too. Laziness is a big one for her. She's embraced it. I'm actually proud of how lazy she is. They say as a parent, you should want your kids to achieve things that you weren't able to achieve. And I could have only dreamt of being that lazy when I was 15. We didn't have the technology available for that level of laziness. You're not even going to believe this, but it took me 10 years to watch every episode of Friends. She took care of that in a weekend. We're having dinner together one night, and she goes, do we have any ranch dressing for this salad? And I said, yes, we do. It's in the refrigerator. And then she said, ugh. And then ate her salad with no ranch dressing. Like she had to take a trip to the Hidden Valley to get her hands on salad dressing. We don't live in a mansion. We live in a home where our refrigerator is in the room we eat dinner in. She barely even had to get up. She just sat there and angrily choked down a dry salad. But she was too lazy to swivel to the fridge. We took the kids to a corn maze last fall. That's good family fun. Corn maze. 10 minutes into the maze, she called me on my cell phone and she goes, "Andy, I'm lost." Well, you are in a maze right now. That's the exact experience that we paid for this afternoon. Did you think that we had brought you to a corn hallway? What did you think this was going to be? How do you even think I could help you? I'm also in this maze. What are you near right now? Corn? Yeah, I remember that part. It's tricky. Good luck. If you don't make it, you live here in the corn now. This is your new home. Give my regards to Malachi. He'll be raising you from now on. I bought my family a sofa this year, and I thought my kids would be excited about it because I'm stupid. I'm totally out of touch with what kids think is cool. They don't care about sofas at all because they live their whole life with the sofa. They don't know what it's like to not have one. They don't know what it's like to rent an apartment and then sit on lawn furniture until you can afford a chair. They don't know the trials and tribulations that I've been through. They don't know what it's like to sit on a milk crate and play Mario Kart for hours at a time, and then you get up and you have diamond patterns on the back of your thighs. My diamond pattern went all up my ass because my umbros weren't thick enough to prevent it from forming. But I still think I can make them excited about this sofa, so I tell them I bought a surprise for our family, and it's getting delivered. I'll give you one clue a day. See if you can guess what it is before it gets delivered. My first clue was, it's coming in sections. Their first guess was, is it a puppy? Now I have to return the sofa so I can afford therapy for you too. You future serial killers? No, I'm not going to give you a dog one piece at a time like a kidnapper that's sending you parts to try to get a ransom. And you kids are just like, we don't negotiate with terrorists, you keep that dog. You got 3 other dogs that are in real dad's house. That was the joke I forgot to do on the early show. I don't know if it's gonna go. That might wait for my next CD. It's weird. Oh, thank you. It's weird having a teenager. Teenagers are like the size of real people. I walked into my living room and I saw my wife bending over to put a DVD into the DVD player. And I thought, oh, there's that ass that I signed up to spend my whole life with. I think I'm going to give it a snap. Just one of these. She likes it. And I mean, not too hard, just no harder than what I request her to do to me on a regular basis. Just got my hand cocked back, ready to give her a little smack through. And then out of the corner of my eye, I see my wife in the other room. Are you following the disaster that almost happened? Thank God I saw her in time. Thank God. I don't know what would have happened if I would have done that. That would have ruined like 7 years of trust built up between stepfather and stepdaughter. If I did that, I think I had to be like, hey, I told you, no DVDs until you do your homework. We have rules in this house. Sometimes you're supposed to teach kids things I don't believe in. Well, a big problem for me is trying to teach them not to talk about people behind their back, when I believe that is the #1 place that you should talk about people. Unless you want people to not like you or kick your ass, talk about it behind their back. It's fun. If anybody thinks the show sucks tonight, by all means, keep it behind my back. No need to tell me to my face. One of the girls came home from school and she was upset because girls were talking about her behind her back at school. And I felt bad for her, and I said, if you want, I'll go to school with you, and I'll roast those girls. I'm a professional stand-up comedian. I could destroy a couple 15-year-old girls. Then my daughter said, Andy, no one knows who you are. Well, I guess the roast has already begun. felt bad for her that happened to her. That's terrible. But I was also scared because she was mad when she found out people were talking about her behind her back. I'm scared that she might one day find out all the stuff that her mother and I say about her when she's not around. Because the stuff that we say is a lot worse. It's because in school, just talking about her backpack is something stupid. Me and my wife are sometimes like, we don't know if she's going to make it in life. We don't know. And we want her to. It's coming from a place of love. We want her to have nothing but happiness and success. But at the same time, last week I saw her put a Tupperware in the dishwasher with the lid on it. So we gotta talk about some things when you're not around. I miss when they were young. When they were young and they were just learning how to lie for the very first time. It's so cute when little kids lie. Is the 9-year-old good at lying yet? No, yeah, it's cute, isn't it? Isn't it cute when they don't know about alibis yet or alternative facts or anything, and they just send lies out into the world just with nothing behind them other than hope that someone might believe it. One of our girls took some candy from our kitchen one night and she ate it. And the way that we caught her was she left candy wrappers laying on the floor of her bedroom. That's the type of master criminal that I'm helping to raise. We asked her where the candy wrappers came from, and she goes, I don't know. As if she thought we might say, oh, we don't know either. No one needs to be punished here. We'll probably never know what happened to those Twix bars. My wife is real upset. My wife's like, we gotta punish her. She lied to us. It's serious. I don't think we should. I don't think we should punish her. That's not smart parenting. If we punish her, we have to let her know we figured it out because of all the evidence that she left behind. And that doesn't teach her not to lie. That just teaches her to hide evidence the next time she wants to lie. I think we need to be smarter about this. Here's what I want to do. I want to tell her it was a monster that ate that candy. I want to be like, well, if you didn't eat it, then it must be that monster that comes to our house sometimes. Thank God the candy was there, or he may have eaten you. Sweet dreams. Now she's just throwing Tootsie Rolls on the floor of her room every night, just in case. Here's what I do. I stay up late, I sneak into her bedroom, I eat those Tootsie Rolls, and I leave the wrapper. That's smart parenting right there. Yeah, get some claps on that. 3 claps. So close to the standing ovation that I've always longed for. I think that's a good way to teach her something, to really teach her something, because lying is a necessary life skill. She's going to need to get better at it. And the first time I said it was a monster, maybe she thought I was telling a lie. But after waking up to evidence that monsters are real for weeks in a row, she's going to have to accept monsters as a real-world possibility. And that is how you tell a lie, young lady. They're better at lying than the teenagers. They just have confidence in themselves and everything that they say. They're confident in it, and it messes with my head. One of them was getting ready for bed, and I said, hey, did you brush and floss your teeth? It's bedtime. She goes, yeah, I did. And I said, that's so weird, because I just watched you not do that exact same thing. That's why I brought it up. I don't know why I phrased it as a question. This is half my fault. And she said, I told you that I did it. That's all you need to know. Giving me an attitude, you know? So I'm like, well, I got to be a parent here. If you want to play it like that, I'm going to check the garbage in the bathroom for dental floss to see if you're telling me the truth. Do you want to change your answer? And she said, no. I dare you to check the garbage. You're going to feel stupid. And at this point, I'm kind of like, maybe she did brush and floss her teeth. And I blacked out for a minute. I can't be sure of anything. I ate the last cookie in the cookie jar. I've never been this confident. I think I'm wearing jeans right now, but if someone came up to me and was like, hey, why are you wearing a dress? I'd be like, oh shit, do I have a dress on? The one thing I know about being a parent is, if you make a threat, you gotta follow through on it, or else the kids are gonna walk all over you. So we walked together to the bathroom to check the garbage for dental floss. And she's talking shit the whole way there about how gross it's gonna be. And I get there and I look in the garbage, and there's no dental floss. And I turn around triumphant. I've won this round. She's crying. And the next thing you know, I'm giving her a hug and apologizing. Do you understand what she was able to do to me? She made me mad, and then she got me to apologize for getting mad at her. She is really becoming a woman. They grow up so fast. I just think it would be great as a parent if the kids were bad at getting away with things forever. It would be easier, because right now it's not a big deal. We find some candy wrappers on the floor of the bedroom, but a few years from now, we might not be finding candy wrappers, we might be finding rolling papers on the floor of the bedroom. Now we have serious parenting to do. Our kids are experimenting with drugs, and not the good ones that you can get legally in Washington. In Colorado, they come in wrappers with nutritional information on the back, and all the ingredients are locally sourced. And all the butter in the cookies comes from pasture-raised cows that only eat grass, and they're only impregnated during consensual sex with bulls that they're in love with. And they always come. That's the good butter. Have you guys had it? You gotta go to Whole Foods to get that kind of butter. It costs an extra $1, but it's worth it. It is creamy. When I was young, my friend got caught with a cigarette, and his mom and dad made him smoke a whole pack of cigarettes, and it made him never want to smoke cigarettes again. I have a similar idea if we find marijuana in our kid's bedroom. My idea is we finish it. That's my idea. We finish it. And then our kid's punishment is they gotta hang out with us the whole time. You can't go play at your friend's house. We're gonna watch another one of your soccer games on DVD. These things are hilarious. Everybody's going for the ball at the same time. It doesn't make any sense. I can't all kick it at once. It's a soccer ball. It's not a pinata. What are you kids doing? Have you even seen people play this game before? It's just spread out. You take it down the sideline, cross it. Or some Mary left the field chasing a butterfly. Tina's digging a hole. Who's coaching this team anyway? What? Your real dad is the coach? My fault. Oh, one residual laugh over there. I like that. We got a toast bar by our house. Anybody been to a toast bar yet? It's a hot new trend.
No idea what
You don't know what it is? Well, you're in luck. No one to explain it. A toast bar is a place that you can go to get toast. Have you ever been eating toast at home and been like, this would be way better if someone served it to me and charged $8? That's what a toast bar is. It's a trendy thing. I was at the toast bar. I was trying to treat myself. I was like, let me get one slice of toast with pumpkin butter on it. And they said, sorry, sir, but we stopped serving toast at 11. Well, I wonder why. What happened in the kitchen where you're no longer able to make toast? Did the morning people take the toasters home for the day? Do you only have one outlet back there, and now you plugged in your panini grill, and there's only one way to go? If that's the case, you guys should get a power strip. I believe in you. You could be making toast all day. I know they don't stop serving it because it's such a good deal. I was like, all right, you win. I'll take the grilled cheese, hold the cheese, with some pumpkin butter. Last week I was playing this club on the ocean in South Carolina, and I went on the sea kayaking trip. I was kayaking. Oh, you sea kayak? Are you somebody from South Carolina? Okay, cool. For a second, it seemed like you were really into participating. I don't often hear an enthusiastic, hey! And then nobody wants to answer any follow-up question. That'd be great. If the traditional hey is like when you're hitting on someone. I would love it if a woman came up to me, hey! And I was like, oh, hey, yeah, what's up with you? And she's like, The this joke about kayaking really needed momentum from a previous joke, so I'm going to abandon it. Oh, you want to hear it anyway? All right, I'll give it a shot. So I was kayaking and this boat went by me in the ocean, and I had a strange thought. I had a thought that you can only have off the coast of South Carolina. I had the thought, someone on that boat is wearing too much cologne. You know, do you have an idea of how much cologne you have to have on for it to be offending other people's senses in the ocean? There's a lot of ocean smells you have to overcome, not to mention all of the ocean. Someone had an amount of cologne on where they, I think, were worried they'd be lost at sea, and they wanted dogs to be able to track them down. See what I mean? They really needed a little extra. My wife came into our house the other day, and she said, there's a copperhead snake in the backyard. You have to go kill it. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are familiar with copperhead snakes, but they're venomous snakes. And if they bite you, you could die. My wife came into our home and told me to go fight one to the death. Does that make sense? I've never fought a snake in my whole life, and she wants me in a death match, my first time in the ring. That's not how you're supposed to start new hobbies. You're supposed to build up to the difficult levels. Let me fight a worm first, learn some of the moves. I said, I don't want to fight it, let's do my plan. Let's just wait until it leaves. That's what I want to do. She said, we can't wait till it leaves. What if it bites the kids? Or it bites the dog? I was like, okay, fair point. How about we don't leave any dog treats or iPhones near the snake, and I think we'll be okay. I've got snakes lying in wait to murder our family. It's just getting some sun on the deck. I don't even blame them. I stained it myself. It's a cool place to hang out. How about we have a barbecue, invite over all the neighbors we don't like, just like nature neighbors. My wife rejects all of my ideas. She wants the snake dead. So she calls our neighbor, and he comes over and kills the snake. That's not a fun moment in a man's life, to be standing in your own backyard watching while another man protects your family. It really had a negative effect on my self-esteem. She heard something in the night, and she goes, oh my God, I heard something. You gotta go check. And I said, I'm not gonna go check. I'm gonna give Steve a call. This is his job. I don't wanna go check. What if it says Snake's family back to avenge his death? What if we accidentally killed Snake Liam Neeson's son? And now Snakin is in the other room right now, just like, I have a very specific set of skills. That's the first snake I ever encountered in the backyard. Since then, I've killed 3 of them on a real rampage. Steve taught me how to kill them, so not a big deal. You use a shovel. He said it's very important that you chop their head completely off and you bury it in a separate grave from the body. Is this a snake or someone that invaded your town and trying to send a warning to the rest of his tribe or something? Either Snake has a real vendetta, either Steve has a real vendetta against snakes, or he thinks they can go back together like Terminator 2. I'm not scared of snakes anymore, now that I know how to fight them. You shouldn't be either. Snakes are not difficult to fight. Humans have a lot of advantages in a snake fight. The biggest one is arms. You wouldn't believe how advantageous arms can be in a fight. If you don't believe me, find a guy with no arms, and then hit him in the face with a shovel. You're gonna win that fight. Shovel, that's the other advantage humans have. Humans can use tools. That's not fair to the snakes. So what I do is I give the snake his own shovel right before we start, and I say, on guard. Last time there was one in the backyard, I called animal control, because I don't like killing them. So I called animal control, and I said, would you please come over and get this snake and take it to the forest before my wife comes home and puts a hit out on it? And they said, no problem. We'll be right there. It costs $275. Oh, you know what? Never mind. Somebody just chopped its head off. We're all set. If you want the body, it's going to be in Steve's yard. The head's going to be in Wendy's yard, just in case there's something. I think the toughest thing about being a step-parent is I don't have the thing in me that birth parents have that make them proud of every single thing that their child does. Have you ever talked to someone that has a baby before? They're proud of everything. I'm proud of most things, not everything. People with babies are proud of everything. I've had more than one friend call me to brag about how early his baby lifted its head up. That's stupid to talk about. More than one person has called me and been like, dude, guess what? My baby's lifting his head up like way before babies can normally lift their heads up. We're probably gonna have to put her in a special school for girls with strong necks or something like that. We got chubby arms and chubby legs, but her neck is ripped, bro. We're cutting slits down the front of all her onesies so she doesn't rip them out when she flexes her huge baby neck. This is a good shot. I feel like my face is too fat. My daughter was drawing me the other day. She was just drawing me. It's cute. She was like, "Can I draw you?" And I was like, "Yeah, you can draw it. It's sweet." And then, like 5 minutes in, she goes, "How do you draw a double chin?" And I was mad because it's like draw chin, then draw another one. It's an easy question. What are you, an idiot? So here's what I'm talking about. One of my girls came home from school one day and she said, "We ran the mile in gym today. Guess my time." And I said, "I don't know, maybe like 9 minutes." And then she said, 16 minutes. What? That's a terrible time. Is there a note I need to sign for your t-shirt? Did something go wrong on your mile run? Was there someone playing defense? Did you have to do your mile run through a corn maze? What happened? And I felt bad. I felt bad that I couldn't just be proud of her because she was proud of herself. Because my kids go to public school in North Carolina. And there's really low expectations on those kids. I don't think they even care if they run the mile. They just want them to put on the gym uniform and don't call the teacher a motherfucker. If you do those two things, you pass gym. If you can do those two things and only go in the locker room assigned to you at birth, you get an A. Did you guys know we have that law? You must have, that's why everyone groaned. But I find it interesting that everyone groaned, and I didn't take a side. All I did was mention it. If anything, the joke was anti that law, because I was trying to point out that it was stupid. You guys all grown, so congratulations on hating transgender people. This is definitely going on the CD. This is where I throw down the microphone and I get real fucking political. Except everyone, goddammit! Sorry to get so political out here in the village of Rosemont. I was feeling like a bad parent because I couldn't be proud of this terrible mile run. So I did what I've always done in my life when I feel ignorant. I try to educate myself. I bought a Stepparenting self-help book to try to make myself a better man. And I didn't make myself a better man. It was the dumbest book that I've ever read in my life. There's a chapter in the book that said, and this is going to sound made up, but it's 100% true. There's a chapter in the book that said, don't have sex with your stepkids. Well, why is that even in there? I was going by the regular rule of society of don't have sex with kids. That's how I live my life. It never even crossed my mind until you perverts brought it up in this self-help book. I could write self-help books if that's all the thought that you have to put into it. You want to know how to fix an elevator? Don't have sex with it. It's really wrong. You can push the buttons with your wiener if you want, but that's as far as it should go. If If you have a friend in the elevator with you, okay, have a contest, see who can get the highest floor. Of course, you can go down on an elevator, but that's not even a sex act. That's a pun. Come on, guys, we're doing comedy up here. Elevator comedy. You want to know how to take care of a horse? Don't have sex with horses. Horses kick when you're back there. Plus, they're way too tall. You're never going to be able to reach. If you want to have sex with a horse, you need to get on a ladder, and that's not a safe place to put it anymore. You're going to need a friend that'll hold the ladder for you while you have sex with that horse. And a lot of people have a friend that'll hold the ladder while you have sex with the horse. And then not also want to have sex with that horse. And now you're in a weird three-way horse scenario. And now you have a whole lot of questions to answer. Who's going to get to go first? Is it the person that brought the ladder, or is it the person that rented the horse for the afternoon? It's a tough call. What a lot of people do is they both call the horse, and whoever it comes to first, that's who gets to sit. I can tell that some of you are thinking, I wish you would stop talking about this right now. But for the other group of people that are thinking, why would you take turns when you could just have sex with that horse at the same time? You can't do it at the same time. Have you ever seen a horse eat a carrot before? You're going to do that and then Eiffel Tower a horse? I don't think so. The front half of that Chinese finger trap is going right to the emergency room. And I can feel it right now. Some people are complaining about this joke. And every show, people are always like, I liked everything you did, but that bestiality joke. That wasn't a bestiality joke. That was just an example of the most ridiculous thing I could think of to point out how dumb this book was. That wasn't a bestiality joke at all. That was a joke about being a good dad. Staying in a nice hotel while I'm out here, Crown Plaza. Do you know if you get hot at night, you just go in the freezer? I didn't do it on purpose. It just happened naturally. I originally brought it up because I thought it was funny to overshare about where I'm staying, as if there would be stalkers in the audience, when most people, as soon as we get 10 feet away from this place, won't recognize me anymore. I'm at a comfortable level of fame. I'm at a level of fame where I can hang out at bars that I'm doing shows at next to pictures of myself, and people don't recognize me. It's a comfortable level of fame to be in. But it's a step up. I used to be at a level of fame where I would do shows at bars, and then afterwards, right after the show, not get recognized. It's just nice that people are paying attention. Anyway, I had a note from the cleaning crew this morning that said, I was going to do this one old joke that never got on the CD, but I've already messed it up. Let me start over. I'm staying in the hotel. We'll say the Hilton, somewhere no one's died recently. I was staying in the hotel. I got to my room and I had a note from the cleaning crew that said, sorry, we couldn't make your bed because your computer was on it. We're not allowed to touch your personal possessions. So I left a note from the next day that said, next time, don't touch my pen. That's probably never going to be on CD. Here's my favorite thing going on with my wife right now. We made love the other day, and right afterwards she said, I'm in such a good mood right now. Every time I'm in a bad mood, you should have sex with me, and then I'll never be in a bad mood again. Doesn't that sound great? What a fun way to live your life. I'm sure it's the way that we could all start living our lives right now, because I bet all the women here tonight are exactly like my wife, and every time you're in a bad mood, you're just so horny. That's what she's like. Somebody cuts her off in traffic and she's like, oh, you son of a bitch, give me that dick. It's the only thing that makes me happy. Next time she's upset with the kids, I'll just be like, girls, go to your bedroom. I'm going to take care of this one for you. don't come out no matter what you hear. Those are the sounds of me putting your mom back into a good mood. Sometimes she's in a bad mood because I'm being an asshole. I can be an asshole sometimes. We had a big fight. She was complaining that our house was dirty. And I said, I know, it's so dirty, it's almost like one of us should quit our job and stay home and take care of this house. And for you to know what an asshole I am, you have to know that she is currently a stay-at-home mother. That's the wrong thing to say. I felt bad. I wish I could have taken it back. But are you telling me now, after I said that horribly offensive thing, if I would have just had sex with you, we could have avoided the whole argument? If that's true, we're going to start living a new lifestyle. You better board up the windows for all the sex we're going to be having in this house. Once I stop holding back all the things I think of but don't say, because I'm worried they'll put you into a bad mood. You know what? Invite your mom over for dinner tonight. I got a few things to say to her. She's got a fucked up big toe that I've kept my mouth shut about for almost 6 years now. I want to talk about it. The toe's everywhere. That toe comes to Thanksgiving. She wears flip-flops year-round. That toe, you know what I would be thankful for? Is a pair of Nikes. That would be thankful for that. I gotta look at that toe while I'm trying to carve a turkey. I'm distracted. That's not a toe that should be at family gatherings. That's a toe that should be living alone in a church tower, ringing a bell every Sunday. Looks like she got a toe transplant from a Bigfoot that's been doing ballet for the last 30 years. Are you guys getting upset because this is so mean to my mother-in-law? I'd like to remind you, earlier in the show, I said it's important to talk about people behind their back. That's all I'm trying to do right now. Keep this behind her back, where it belongs. I already told you, we're going to use the version of this joke from the early show. In that version, I said a friend of mine's toe. But you guys know whose toe it's really about. Her toe's so crooked, it looks like the pinky toe said something cool, and the big toe's reaching over to give it a high one. It's so crooked, it looks like she learned to count on her toes, and the big toe is that slash that you put through a group of 4 when you try to the note 5 in Italian. My wife asked me the other day how I want to die, and I was surprised to find out that there's a wrong answer to that question. She told me she wants to die in her sleep, surrounded by her loved ones. And I said, that sounds great, but I want to die when I'm an old man, of a heart attack, and I'm having sex with a woman 20 years younger than myself. That's my fantasy. She was mad. She said, you would really cheat on me? I would never cheat on you. In my scenario, you've been dead for a while. You were the one that told me to be happy. I was sitting next to you on your deathbed, surrounding you, just like you had wanted. You'd been bitten by a copperhead, and there was nothing any of us could do. Right before you closed your eyes and passed on to the next world, you looked up at me, and you said, Andy, I want you to love again. I did it for you. I bet that young girl because of our love and how strong it is. And then she got mad about the 20 years thing. Really? 20 years younger than you? This is what you want? It's disgusting. You realize you're talking about a 17-year-old right now? You're just gross. And I would be gross. She would be right if, in my best case, fantasy death scenario, I'm dying tomorrow. I don't want to die tomorrow. I want to live to be 100. This is an 80-year-old that I'm talking about. I want to die underneath the 80-year-old, just looking up like, God damn, they don't make them like that no more. 80-year-old body is looking tight. You shave for this, or you going bald down there? I'm into it. Looks like you've been mall walking. Keep up the good work. Well, I'm about to finish. Get on your weird rubber shower cap. I want her to roll off, look me in the eye, and be like, do you want to have sex? Because she doesn't even remember. And we just did it. That's the kind of woman I want to end my life with. I'll bend her over a walker, really give her the business. Get that extra walker leverage. Do her so hard people in the next room think we're watching Wimbledon because of all the grunts and the tennis balls bouncing. Sometimes I take my dog with me on the road, and my wife's always worried when I take her because she's alone in the hotel room. And she tells me, make sure that you play Animal Planet while you're not in the room so that she feels at home. how would that make her feel at home? Because of all the animals that live in our house with us, because of all the giraffes and zebras that we have in our yard, that'll make her feel more comfortable when she's in a strange place. We're at the Crown Plaza. She's read the news. She's terrified. Poor Animal Planet. I don't think that's smart to play for her. She's in a new place for the first time, and now all she hears are the sounds of antelopes being killed and eaten by lions. That'll make her feel rested. I do the same thing when I babysit. Whenever I leave the room, I just put on all the Saw movies. You two really carried that joke. I have a CD for sale after the show if anyone's interested. I know I'm making a CD right now, but I'm also selling one. A different one. It's totally different than everything that I did tonight. Which makes a lot of sense. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a new CD. So if you want one, I'll be back there. And the way that I sell them is you just pay whatever you want. You get $1. It's enough. You have 10 or 20. It's obviously way better. But I say pay whatever you want because this is my favorite thing to do in the whole world. Stand-up comedy. And I don't get to do it if people don't come to shows. So my hope is, if you like me even a little, get a CD, share it with someone, and come see me again when I'm back next year. That's my hope. So I'll be right up there. And don't feel like I'm going to judge you if you only have a little bit of money. I really want everyone to have it. All I ask is, you just keep in mind that I am quite selflessly raising another man's children. I have 3 albums so far, and this is the 4th one that we recorded tonight. So they're all on iTunes and Amazon. You can get them there, or you can get them on Pandora and Spotify if you want to hear all 3 of them for free. And everybody laughs when I say that because it seems like a really bad marketing strategy to let you know that you can have it for free. But what you might not know is Pandora and Spotify pay royalties. So the best thing you could do for me financially is go to Pandora, make an Andy Woodhull comedy station, then press play, put your computer on mute, and let it play for the rest of your life. I got 2 of them going in my hotel room right now, just trying to keep my dog company. Lucky I have my wife. This is the part of my life where I can flirt with women and they enjoy it. That part of my life's over. I don't get to do that anymore. I was in a parking lot one night and I heard a scream, so I went running in the direction of the scream at a reasonable pace because I don't want to get there too soon and have a crime also happen to me. So I'm running towards the scream at like my stepdaughter's pace for the mile run. And I get there and the source of the scream is these 2 beautiful young women. They're like 24 years old, they're seniors in college. And the reason they screamed was there was a cockroach in their car. So they screamed and they pulled over to the side of the road and they just stood there screaming. I don't know what they thought was about to happen. Maybe they thought that cockroach was about to drive away, start a new life for himself. But I'm happy because I can help these girls. I've handled some cockroaches. So I reach in the car with my bare hand and I grab that cockroach and I throw it out of the car. I use my bare hand because there's women watching. If I would have been by myself, I would have done what I do at home. I trap it under a cup, and then I give Steve a call to come over and get it. I want to record an alternative punchline to that joke. Do you guys mind? Sometimes these jokes play as clips, and people will be like, well, who the fuck is Steve? I don't get that joke. This is an alternative punchline. So I use my bare hand, because there's women watching. If I would have been home, I would have done what I do at home. I trap it under a cup, and then I slide a piece of paper under that cup. And then I carry the whole thing about 20 yards away from my house, and I shake the shit out of it. You want to shake it up? Because you need to disorient the cockroach. If you just let them go, they walk right back into your home. Now we will proceed with the rest of the joke. So you everybody likes Steve better. All right, fair enough. Mark that for the editors. So, use my bare hand, like a real man, like I wasn't about to go back to my car and use all of my hand sanitizer. So I save these girls, and then this thing starts to happen to me. This phenomenon that happens to all married men, where we become delusional about how many women want to have sex with us. And I'm sure everyone's aware of this phenomenon. Married men love to walk around saying, ever since I started wearing a wedding ring, women are hitting on me all the time. I used to be single, no wedding ring, didn't get no puss. Now I got this wedding ring, puss, just getting thrown at me all over the place. And it's not true. If you're a guy that says that kind of thing, you gotta stop saying that. It's just not true. Yes, maybe more women are talking to you, but it's because you have a wedding ring on, and now they think it could be safe to talk to you for a while. That's not fucking creep. This phenomenon's happening to me while I'm speaking with these young women, and I'm worried that I put myself in a bad situation for a married man to be in. You know, I saved their life. They're probably going to want to reward me. And I start thinking of what I'm going to have to say to them to get out of this situation without hurting anyone's feelings. And I think I'm going to have to say something like, listen, girls, I would love to have sex with you. It's a sweet offer. It's also a fair offer for the task that I've performed for you. I can't do it. I'm married. The best I could do is watch you girls kiss and then touch myself later. This is as far as I can go from me. I would love to go back to campus with you and meet the rest of the girls in your sorority. Maybe judge your homecoming hand job contest. I would love to do that. I feel that I would be a fair judge. Thank you for asking me. I would love to lube up a slip and slide with KY. I'll lay on one end and then you girls slide down one at a time. See if maybe I can get a hole in one. I love to do that. I would love to get like 3 dozen donuts. So put them on everyone's boobs and then I'll just run around smashing donuts. And then a jelly shoots out, we all do a shot of Fireball. I'd love to do that. That sounds awesome. I would love to take a trip to New Orleans together. We'll go out to the bayou, we'll find an alligator, a reasonably sized one that we could take as a group, and we'll tackle it, and we'll wrestle it down, and we'll belt its mouth shut so it can't bite us because its strength is all enclosing, not an opening. So once we have it all hogtied, we'll take it down to the cellar of your sorority house, and we'll sacrifice it to the devil. I would love to do that with you girls. Sounds awesome. But if you can believe it, I didn't have to say any of these things to these young women because they didn't hit on me after I saved them from this cockroach. They didn't even offer to take me out and buy me one drink. Here's what they said instead. Thanks a lot, mister. You're a great dad. Well, I guess my life's over now. For the first time my feelings had ever been hurt by a compliment. I didn't know what to say to him after that. I was just like, well, you girls be safe out there tonight. There are a lot of creeps out there tonight. And I could have been one of them if you'd only given me a chance. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you had a good time. Good night, everybody.
Andy Woodhull, everybody. He's a good dad, right? Yeah. Did you have a good time? Did you have a good time? You guys were great. Do me a favor, be patient with your wait staff. You're going to settle up with them at your table. Please tip your wait staff. Be safe on the way home, and please come back when you can. One more time, Andy Woodhull, everybody. Andy. Give another hit for Dale. Give yourselves a good night, everybody.